This is Made in the Abyss, a deeply biased review by the Anime Detective. This is what won the live stream polls yesterday, so I'm going to check it out right now. I don't really know what to get into it because I've never seen anything from the Anime Detective, and I've never seen Made in the Abyss. But people have told me it has a lot to do with long pork. That's a way to use a phrase that I'm sure is completely misattributed, but also at the same time may or may not be right, and I'm absolutely terrified to find out which one. If you don't know what that is, I'd recommend not looking it up in public. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I have no idea if that's accurate. I'm hoping it's not. I'm afraid it is. Let's see where this goes. Oh boy.
Child detected.
What?
Made in the Abyss is competitive child abuse, where orphans scramble down the world's largest septic in hopes of finally earning their parents' love.
Nope. Why isn't it?
What the fuck? Okay, we're literally not even 10 seconds in. What the hell am I getting into here? What is that about earning parents' loves? What? What? That was a child screaming? Oh God.
Possible. It's just not.
Set in Chernobyl Island Edition, the city of Orth is populated by the clinically insane cave raiders, who define a good time as bleeding from their eyes after taking the stairs, and consider being bored as part and parcel of daily life.
Okay. To quote chat, oh, we're maxoring right now. Apparently, maxor is a verb. And it sounds accurate.
In short, life is cheap, rope is cheaper, and everyone wants to know the same thing. What's in the goddamn hole? The masculine urge to jump into the pit of indeterminate depth be like, populated by the primal horror of e-girls, Discord mods, and some weird bunny dog.
Mod is a weird fucking straight cat outside!
The dangers of the Abyss boast an impressive KD ratio.
What the hell am I don't, what is... I can't tell which is weirder. The jokes this guy's throwing in there as fast as Maxor when he's admittedly incredibly chill for once. Or the fact that everything he's saying, I'm hoping is his own jokes about how crazy the actual show gets, but I don't know which one's which.
Paste or straight up eaten isn't your vibe. Perhaps you'd prefer becoming a paralyzed breeding host to a colony of friendly insects. Don't worry, breakfast in bed comes standard. But putting aside brain parasites and whatever the hell this is, large ground fissure also possesses a host of environmental hazards that make the zone look like a roadside picnic.
What the...
Oh, and did I not mention the curse? A real, tangible curse that affects anyone who's decided they've had enough of Satan's colon and would like to go home.
Home it is.
What's that? A slight incline up of more than 10 meters? I hope you enjoy bleeding from every orifice. You see, the Abyss functions much like a woman. She'll stab you when you try to leave.
So, literally, going up higher kills them. I have questions, and all of them are, I don't just... This is really screwed up.
Big Hole is segmented
down...
into several layers.
I'm sorry, Crookmatic. You're saying he's downplaying it? Oh, so this deeply biased review is the downplaying how crazy this is.
And areas within those layers, with each one possessing different threats, ecologies, and more horrific variations on the ascending curse. However,
growing realization, this won't be a silly fun adventure.
However, why do any of this? Are cave raiders under a collective psychosis forcing them to speedrun?
Promise Neverland Season 2 was great. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
To speedrun horrific ways to die? Is there perhaps a rare function?
Did they actually make a video game about this? Of course they did. Of course they did.
Co-pop at the bottom? No, it's because we want squishy balls. Relics are the amphetamine-producing children's toys found throughout the Abyss which break physics as readily as they fill bank accounts.
Not bad.
Endless gunpowder to fuel an explosive pickaxe? Sure. Regenerative organic plushie? We sell them by the batch. A bell that stops time? Why not? Relics appear as an
Okay, sure. Physics, take a break. Let's just go. I don't just.
Eclectic mix of painted Easter eggs and ancient Game Boys. Either tools left by an advanced civilization with avant-garde design tastes, or items warped to new purpose by the Abyss itself. However, all you need to know is that even rank 1 squish balls go for fat stacks overseas, which is why we use unpaid child labor to gather them, because someone needs to pay for the
Orphanage director, definitely not in it for the money. I mean, it's better than some of them that are in it for the child abuse. I hope that's a joke, but I really listened.
Trust me, the kids love it. Speaking of torture, in this ANCAP paradise of zero child labor laws, we follow Rico, the Abyss equivalent of a K-pop stan, and Reg, a rejected Astro Boy design with poor self-confidence. For separate but complementary reasons, Literal Child and Literal Child Robot decide that hanging out at the safe level of 300 meters is not bussin' enough, and escape on a whimsical...
Safe level? I have already decided that this is a show I don't think I could survive. It is just too weird for
adventure to
me.
reach the bottom of the mythical abyss. So join me
And
as
then
we follow
stay
them
there
down
forever
and
because they
dirty
die
Spooky
by going
Mountain,
too high?
meeting the wondrous tenants within, like Big MILF,
なんだっけ
Spiky Doggo, Chocolate Doggo, Fluffy Collaborator, and Welcoming Man of Science.
Oh yeah.
Umbrella
Truly a
Terror?
story of friendship overcoming all.
Did they just say what's the worst that could happen? Why are they throwing something into it? Oh no.
Dragged free from the deranged mind of Akihito Tsukushi, a man whose closet and basement will stay sealed forever, Made in Abyss began serialization in 2012, receiving an
Oh, it's that old. Oh wow.
anime adaptation in 2017, which upon watching, I was instantly hooked. By 7-foot-tall Ozen, that is.
Please marry me. Thank you.
By aligning with the
God.
Rothschilds for a small price of some minor subliminal messaging,
Oh hey. I paused at a very weird point.
every frame in Made in Abyss is rendered in extreme detail and scope.
It is pretty.
Each scene is a desktop background in waiting. The love and care put into the unique creatures and forms of the Abyss, mirrored only by the anime's willingness to disturb and unnerve. While other anime might play at highly detailed fight scenes, or put the focus onto horny posting, Made in Abyss asks itself a totally different question. What is the face a 12-year-old makes when she's being delimbed? Pain and suffering.
Oh. Okay. I'm filing this under nope. What the actual hell, man?
Is drawn in such a focus to the point of being a fetish.
I'm hungry.
A strong stomach is almost a requirement, with visuals ranging from merely
Ah.
gross to reenactments of I have no mouth but I must scream. The sheer creativity will get a nod of respect and camaraderie. Or at the very least, have all parties involved investigated by the local police. That said, this is not an anime snuff film, and such scenes are neither consistent nor unwarranted. The Abyss is just that kind of place, where wonders and suffering manifest in equal measure. Through the first season, movie, and then second season, the animation only improves.
Please imagine Overlord, but in reverse. Oh, then it gets better. I saw the first season of Overlord. I was like, yeah, it's not for me. And then I started watching the second season. I realized, yeah, no, I shouldn't have started the second season. I kind of left it there. I don't think I'm going to watch this. I think my wife would love it. I'm not going to be the person watching this.
In only a handful of moments did things notably dip, with season
Ugh.
1 having a few stylized CG monsters.
Okay, just janky animation? I can't tell. It almost looks like they rotoscoped it.
Character designs are also excellent, with human and non-human alike made wonderfully unique. But while you're distracted by Ozen, the premier waifu choice for the discerning cave raider, let me tell you about the real best girl. Kevin Penkin.
What?
He is as the childhood friend is to failure.
You get nothing.
Oh! Sorry, just taking a moment to say, huh. Gene Wilder from the original Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Was not expecting that reference.
You lose.
The Doom guy of OSTs. Arthur's
What?
fist to DW's face. Kevin Penkin is, simply put, a goddamn genius. The composer of Made in Abyss, and arguably the most important figure in the anime's ultimate success. His
Damn.
music that seamlessly combines synth beats with bombastic string orchestra is evidence that Satan indeed exists.
Oh no, he's hot.
And is actively trading for souls. Just saying it's perfect isn't nearly enough.
Wait, did that say? What did that say?
And is active.
I receive your endless suffering. You receive PTSD and God tier OST. And Doomed, you're asking me to watch this? No, no. Oh God, I'm more willing to watch the suggestion I had in the Discord about a in-depth breakdown of the line or the stand or the suffering or whatever it was called. That was about, you know, phosphorus attacks on a city.
Actively trading for souls. Just saying it's perfect isn't nearly enough.
Perfection.
With a constantly changing array of instruments, musical approaches, and a goddamn entirely self-designed lyrical language, Kevin, through demonic power no doubt, somehow makes it work.
Just works.
In all anime, the soundtrack is used to match the moment. Like the edges of a puzzle, they frame the scene,
Tanya.
evoking our emotion through both subtlety and force. Be it the final twilight of a world long dead, or the cracking pain of indescribable loss. Music amplifies our imagination. Kevin Penkin created Made in Abyss OST around a thematic core of tightly wound mystery and adventure.
Yeah. And Bill, you said Made in Abyss seems like it would be a famous kids show in Kimura. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
The childlike awe of the fantastical abyss, contrasted against the horrors therein. A soundscape the story matches all too well. Behind her teasing smile and confidence, Nanachi carries a guilt that crushes her beneath its impossible weight. Iramui desires a family denied to her. Prushka seeks only adventure and the love of her father. Riko, Reg, Fapta, the Abyss provides for them, uncaring and unceasingly. The incomprehensible boon of a dreaming eldritch god. And to me, that's what the core of the OST is. Blessings and curses made manifest. Also, be aware that aside from pure gore, Made in Abyss is kinda sus. Of course, grizzled veterans of anime, myself included, are desensitized to such things, like
So I probably should point out, I have a very weak stomach when it comes to this. So, just throwing it out there, after this video, I'm going to take a quick break to lose about whatever remains in my stomach. If I happen to pause and walk off camera, the sound will be muted. Because I can already feel the entire pile of right now. And, even though that was blurred, yeah, I'm just at a no right now. Ugh, I don't deal with gore well. I really don't. I mean, everything else is horrible, but for some reason, gore literally makes me want to throw up on my own computer.
how your grandfather dived through hails of bullets to save his friends during the war.
Dead.
Or when you tune out his ranting about how much he hates having to live in Argentina. So what I'm saying is, just
Oh, I just got that, yeah. I think they found most of those guys, though.
accept that Akihito has a piss fetish and move on.
Material is actually rather varied in scope, but some of which is not a... What? More directly reference to dialogue, indirectly visual, story implication alone. Do not give the grandma her birthday unless she has a body horror interest. Wait, did someone actually give this to their grandmother as a birthday present?
The Abyss exists in a not Earth setting, where the invention of soap was greatly delayed. In many respects, the world outside the Abyss seems to be fantastical in its own right, with towering iron-plated cities set in snowy wastes. But ultimately, our focus is on the abyss itself, and the culture surrounding it, one which has resulted in a class-based system, or whistle ranking, bell, red, blue, purple, black, and white, in order of increasing
War crime inventor. You. Bochi, hole, waggy, indenture labor, waiting lobby.
moral ambiguity. See, much like your mother, the abyss has been continuously penetrated for over 100 years. What started as a collection of treasure seekers and the dispossessed eventually developed its own culture, nation state, and quasi-religious beliefs. Similar to the mythical continent of Australia, except it's real.
Emus.
The whistle colour hierarchy also indicates how deep a person is actually allowed to go, indicating the state will deny my right to challenge an orb weaver to a fistfight. Literally 1984.
ヒット
White whistles, however, are a bunch of insane people, armed with the fantasy world equivalent of shoulder-mounted Davy Crockett's.
Wait, that thing on his chest is a whistle? Okay, they're all insane.
Individuals who have become a white whistle, a promotion which the state has no actual impact on, are free from depth limits. Probably because nobody can actually stop them. Their status is such that a tiny island nation is considered a major military threat by other countries, and thus have their abilities and armed relics covered by a thick layer of state secrecy.
That's classified.
Public heroes of Orth, the white whistles are the crystallization of the madness that grips cave divers. Those who give everything of themselves to uncover the secrets below.
Alright, Bochi, ready for the 6th layer? Just how many levels of fucking... what? I don't even... What? I don't... There's a part of me that's thinking, right now, I'm looking at this, and it's like, okay, he's giving a really fucked up view of this, because it can't actually be that bad. And then I'm looking over on chat, and they're telling me that it is that bad. He's downplaying it. This is the YouTube safe version, and that I should be scared. The last part they haven't said. I think it's more just implied that I should be scared at this point. No. No. Yeah, to quote Requiem in the chat, it's far worse. And for all I know, it's still going. I don't know for sure. We'll find out. Eventually, when it probably bites me in the face.
But let's talk a bit more about characters. Often, anime writers make their villains paper-thin cutouts designed purely to stroke the ego of their
Yeah.
equally paper-thin hero.
Please be patient, I have no personality. Yeah. Omniscient Reader, Solo Leveling, Who Made Me a Princess. Some of these I've heard of. I did Returners of Magic Should Be Special. That was very cool concept, boring execution. I've heard Omniscient Reader's good. I haven't read it, but I've seen a review and it looked amazing.
A habit Korean manhwa authors seem entirely unable to break. Oh no, it is the arrogant A-ranker from the famous Animal Name Guild.
The top 3 in Korea. Wow, so special and unexpected. Followed by the generic names such as Sky, Harmony, and White Lotus. Every single story variation of the top 3 guilds of Korea. All apparently picked names from the same page in How to Copy Someone But Not Get Sued, Volume 1. In reality, the popularity of a few former stories. See, Solo Leveling actually led to this copy pasta rush and creation of the Korean dungeon break formula. For similar examples, please refer to Isekai Volume 3, Subsection 9 of How Authors Without Originally Get Bread. Of course, they actually get bread with the actual word for bread that you would eat, as opposed to be made. I don't even... Yeah, I wasn't aware Solo Leveling was the first one, because I thought the generic player format was what made that. But whatever. Oh, God. Bear, tiger, and raccoon. Yeah.
Here to lose to the hero in one scene. How
Bonk.
original. Made in Abyss entirely bucks this trend. Bonedroot, or the White Whistle the Sovereign of Dawn, is perhaps the most well-written antagonist ever conceived.
Yeah, minasan.
His unnerving charisma and complexity makes his every scene enthralling. He is also utterly terrifying,
Hoshi.
but also tireless, driven, diligent. Bonedroot is the distilled form of human will, progress at any cost. Yet, even so, genuine love is not beyond him, despite what we'd like to believe. And that's what makes Made in Abyss so special, how, ironically, human it can feel. So, let's answer the final question. Is it worth it? Yeah,
You say this is worth it. I'm just sitting here going, no, 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 God, no, hell no, what, no, 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 run away screaming no. There are lines, and all of them are this. This is the line. You cross it, and you are entering a world of no.
obviously, but not as a first stop. Made in Abyss sits uncomfortably close to Boku no Pico in the world's worst choice for a first anime.
Only close to. I mean, it could be worse. I don't know how, but I'm sure there's something worse out there. I'll think of it eventually.
Even beyond the darker story elements, the gore and the fetish buffet that Akihito serves up requires a thoroughly built immune system. Furthermore, being as objective as I
Actually, what were those ones? I recognize
requires a thoroughly built
To Love Darkness, Dungeon Comics. Don't know what that is. Girls Last Tour,
immune system.
Black Lagoon. That one even I know of. All the good stuff. Oh my god. And Chromatic. Made in Abyss make 40K look like a kid's bedtime story. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Furthermore, being as objective as I can pretend to be, there are some
I'm sorry, what did that say over there? Isekai to a world where nuns are hot. I mean, it's a good idea.
There are some minor pacing issues, with a handful of scenes feeling a bit rushed. I also personally worry about the show's ultimate ending, as the manga is unfinished, and a hard faceplant at the reveal of the Abyss's final secret is all too possible. But ultimately, to those that can stand the ever-escalating darkness, it's worth your time. There are some stories that resonate with you, things which stick well after the credits have stopped, and those around you have moved on. Anime is filled with these tales, the ones which linger in the back of the mind.
Madoka, even
Made in Abyss will not end happily. It won't have a scene of heroic victory or conquering love, but of bitterness and melancholy. But that is no reason to stop an adventure. Cruel, unfathomably dark, and lined with only the smallest pinpricks of muddy light. That is what awaits at the bottom of the abyss. An end those who seek it don't necessarily deserve, but will receive equally. Prushka, Miti, Veko. They are paths of the abyss's story.
What the hell, man? I mean, this looks beautiful. It's like a town in the darkness, but also, I think they show the image of a guy who they saw and then a guy in the monster. It's like, oh yeah, horrible things happen. When this first came out, people were recommending I should check this out. I'm not going to on YouTube, of course, because this is an original animation and I wouldn't do that. But to quote Valerian, this looks like some Slaneshi shit. I think that's probably accurate, except I get the distinct impression it's more Zinch.
Well, that was a cheerful ending. The abyss being one giant metaphor for depression.
Wow, they're actually going
becomes
through all the
more and more
references.
reasonable each day. But hello there.
Wait, there's Genshin Impact in there? God of War was in there? Okay, no, I missed all of those completely.
There, my fellow cave divers. Many thanks for supporting my questionable taste in anime thus far. It's a humbling thing to have so many people subscribe to what is essentially an unhinged rant channel.
I think Unhinged Rant would be any other show. This one is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, according to the chat, a very hinged, laid back, censored summary rant. Everything I just said scares me because that implies so much of what would not be censored is more than the everything he just said. Do I need to explain why that is terrifying? He did a good job, but you know what? Let's just stop that one there. He gets a like on that one, but this feels like someone recommended something that was not meant to be made for the mass market. That was not meant to be made for people whose stomach reflex is selective immediate expulsion. As in, I'm going to be taking a break immediately after this video to probably lean over the toilet bowl and try not to throw up, because there is enough scenes in there that I'm actually thinking it's a good idea right now. I have a weak stomach and I am feeling it because that is the censored version. I'm already this freaked out, man. There's 2 seasons of this. So the beautiful moments must have been absolutely fascinating to get through everything else that most studios look like as, hey, this looks like you have a gore fetish. No. And then they made a second season. So, okay. And Doomport, you're starting a petition to make me have a watch party for both seasons of Made in Abyss. No. One, because watch parties, the legality on them is something I don't want to get into and I'd rather avoid. And 2, I don't want to throw up on camera. Like, I'm playing it up a little bit, but the thing is, only a little bit. Legitimately, this is everything I can't stand. Kids being hurt, mutilation, gore, body horror, like in little bits with other context. I can stomach it because it heightens a scene to make it show how horrible something can get. It's kind of like I can do romance and horror when it's combined with other things. But when it's the focus, I know my lines. I'm the kind of person who looks at Lucky Star and going, yeah, that's about as spicy as I get. Yeah. Jesse, this came out on Toonami. Okay. That is a thing. I can see why there's a lot of beautiful moments here. And the overarching plot makes me think I would really enjoy a detailed summary. I'm not going to watch this because having to go through everything to experience it to learn what those plot twists are, I won't get there. But I can understand why someone else would, because despite the Anime Detective highlighting just how fucked up this is, they did do a good job of showing that there's so much creativity and the animation and the detail and the thought put into it. And it is beautiful. And the score, even the little bits they think they put in, were cool. But I don't think the good moments are enough to get me into dealing with the rest of the bad willingly. So yeah, the Anime Detective, I give him a like for this one. If you guys like it, there'll be a link below. Hit him up. He did a great job breaking down something that I am absolutely terrified of in a way that is enjoyable, if not batshit terrifying. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.